college life, you know, if it's just like any part of life. You're not prepared for it. It could make or break you. And in the beginning, it broke me. But you know, God is good. I recovered.
Yeah. What were some of the main obstacles? At least one of the first obstacles you were hit with in college. Was it just having the freedom that you didn't have?
You know what? Just being away from home and not, you know, your parents not there. You know, and you know, I tell kids today, you know, when you go to college, you're basically a grown up. Nobody's going to wake you up in the morning. Nobody's going to tell you, or ask you, did you do your homework? Or did you eat? Or you know what I mean? These are things that you have to do on your own. And you're basically your own person. If you don't take a shower, you're going to stink. You know what I mean? Just the little things that we take for granted, you know, when we're home. Because your parents are there and they feed you, they clothe you, they give you money or what have you. But when you're in college, you gotta, you know, I learned how to wash my own clothes in college, learned how to make up my bed in college, learned how to fold my clothes if I didn't want all these wrinkles in them. You know what I mean? Just the little things that I took for granted because mom or grandma used to do it for me. You know what I mean?
That's awesome that you had that kind of background. So what really motivated you to write Perfect Fit?
Well, a few things motivated me. More so than anything was the fact that other people was telling my story and it wasn't true. You know, a lot of times rumors were spread, I got killed, you know, being a bouncer at this club, or I overdosed, or, you know, and I just felt like when the opportunity, always in my mind, I felt like, yo, I got an amazing story, but really didn't know how to go about getting it put out there. And the opportunity presented itself. Shout out to Karen Hunter. She's always been, you know, on the outside of my life, you know, because she was a writer for the Daily News when I was in high school and even when I was at Seton Hall. So she knew my story a little bit, but she also noticed a pattern with the New Jersey Star Ledger. Like every, you know, since I got cut from the Jazz, which was in like 96, 97, 98, 99, always, you know, every year or two, they would write like a story of like, where is he now, what is he doing? And the stories always was like, he went crazy, he in the mental hospital. You know what I mean?
Wow.
You know what I mean? They was trying to just like, you know, when I look at it now, they were trying to help me or keep the light on me as far as he's still alive. But the stories just didn't, it wasn't like positive. You know, and it kind of like fabricated. Some of it was from me, and some of it was from, you know, other sources, what have you. But I always wanted to tell my story from as far back as I can remember, you know, because I experienced a lot of stuff growing up in Jersey City and in North. You know, I had to, you know, share about, you know, when my mother and father separated. That kind of had a dramatic effect on my life. You know, being molested as a kid, just going through life with, you know, like carrying baggage around your whole life, and you don't trust people to tell it to because you're scared of the label that comes with that. Like my biggest fear was if I told somebody I was molested as a child, they may look at me like, oh, you know, not that I'm gay bashing and that, are you gay? Are you like boys? Or you like men? And that's not me. You know, I'm married, got a wife, and I love women. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's never been a question. But in my mind, you know, I had to think about, like, who can I tell this to? And it wasn't until the opportunity presented itself for me to share, tell the story, that I felt the baggage just like, felt like I was carrying a duffel bag of dirty socks and laundry around my whole life. And when I got the chance to write the book, it was a 3-year process. But in those 3 years, like the layers was peeled off and the pressure was just like relieved, because I shared a story about how I met my wife. You know, I met her at church, and you know, on our, I don't want to say it was a date. You know, I had needed a ride home, and she gave me a ride home. But I really liked this woman, and I felt like, okay, Lou, here's your chance. Because my whole life has been, to me, I had to like lie and tell stories and stuff like that to try to protect myself, but to also keep up a level of, you know, stay back. You know, I don't want everybody to get to know me like that. So, but I really was like feeling this woman, and I wanted to share everything from. I mean, basically, I just wanted to let her know like what she get herself into. Like, I was a former addict, former NBA basketball player, former player, basketball player with the ladies or whatever. But I changed, and I felt like, let me just tell her the truth for once in my life. And I told her, she could tell you, I told her this, pretty much every chapter in this book in like 3 hours in the car.
Wow.
And then right after that, the opportunity came for me to write a book. And I was like, God is good. Like, I mean, he said, look, just write the book, tell your story, and try to help people with it. And that's basically what I've been doing for the past going on 4 years. Like, the book came out in 2010, and November 21st will be 4 years that it's been out. But what amazes me the most about my story is everybody don't know it. And, a lot of people don't know I even wrote a book. I have so many friends on Facebook and Twitter and all that. But it seems like every time I take time out to post a picture of the book, just the cover of it, people are like, you wrote a book? That's it. So I understand it's like I still have a whole life that this book can just take me and travel the world and just share the story.